What's up, YouTube? My name is Vic. I am the Brooklyn Watch Guy. And if this is your first time on my channel, this channel is all about watch buying, collecting, unboxings, and reviews in the affordable range, which I define as $1,000 or less. If you're into that, I invite you to stick around, watch the video. If you make it to the end, subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget the notification bell so you know every time I put a new video up. Folks, the subject of today's video is going to be, where the hell have I been? Well, I've been here. I just haven't been on YouTube. About two and a half years ago, I lost my passion for watch collecting. I don't know exactly what sparked it. I can't think of a definitive moment. It's just something came over me. I think I started getting overwhelmed with trying to stay current and trying to create content and chasing after certain watches that I ended up buying things that I didn't like, that I didn't want, and I just lost my joy for it. And what happened was, I bought one of these guys, not this one here. This is an Apple Watch Ultra 2. I started with an Apple Watch SE. I traded that up. You know, within a few months, I went to a Series 9. Then when this came out, I upgraded to this. And I don't hate Apple Watches. I think I've said it on my channel before. I don't hate smartwatches. This became my everyday wear. The 9 before this one, and then this one when I got it. I wore it every day, work, trips, everywhere. And I just wasn't giving any of my other watches any kind of attention, any kind of love. So I ended up selling probably about 98% of my watch collection, gone. And I never thought twice about it. I didn't, I don't regret it. But now, here I am 2.5 years later, and I'm like, damn, I like watches. Why did I do that? And basically what happened is, I work in the transportation industry. I operate trains for a living. And some new rules came down the pipeline about devices and stuff. There's always been cell phone rules and stuff. And when I'm on my train, my cell phone is off. It's out of sight. It's not worth the risk, right? That's automatic termination. I'm not giving up a 6-figure job for a phone. That's just stupid. But then they started cracking down on smartwatches. So now I'm like, fuck. Is this $700, $800 watch worth a 6-figure job? And the easy answer to that is no. So now this stays mostly at home. I use it when I run some errands, or I go jogging, or do some weights in my backyard or whatever. And started wearing this guy again. It's Casio G-Shock. This has been my my daily wear now ever since they started cracking down the rules. And yeah, so wearing this G-Shock has made me realize that I probably shouldn't have sold all my watches. I should have held on to my watches. I think the last video I did was the Addies Dive unboxing. That was a quick short that I released. That was actually the last watch that I actually bought for myself, now until yesterday. And I didn't sell everything. And like I said, about 98% of my collection is gone. And I'm going to show the pieces that did stick around, and I'm going to explain to you why they're still around here in a second. But I want to rebuild my watch collection. It sounds crazy, it sounds stupid, but I'm going to take a different approach this time as I do it. I'm not going to just buy whatever I see. I'm going to be smart about it. I'm going to actually pursue things that I want, and not things that I think are cool because I want to make content on it. Here and there I'll do that, but I'm going to stay away from buying fluff, because I had a lot of junk in my collection too that when it was time to sell, I couldn't sell, at least not individually. I had to bundle a lot of watches to just make some kind of money off them. And there were watches that I just had to throw away. They wouldn't work anymore. They weren't sellable. They weren't anything that anybody wanted. So I had to throw away some stuff. So my advice to anyone who's thinking about selling their entire collection off, make sure before you make that move, that is 100% what is in your heart to do. I did mull over it for a while before I did it, and I sold it off gradually. I didn't sell it all in one shot. I think It took me maybe 6 or 7 months to sell everything that I wanted to sell, and I lived with it. I lived with it, and I was okay. I was content with it for a while until just recently, and yeah. So um, you're gonna be seeing content coming down the line as I rebuild my watch collection. I want to take you guys on the journey. For my subscribers that stuck around despite me not putting anything up for a very long time, I thank you, and I will reward your patience with content. And for people who have been subscribing, I keep getting subscribers, which has been blowing my mind. Uh, I never took my videos down. I do have some educational videos. My Seiko Arnie one always gets traction. This is why I'll never take it down. I don't even own that watch anymore, unfortunately. I wanted to redo that video with nicer image quality because that was one of my very early videos. So it doesn't look great. But I can't even do that now because I don't own the watch. And so maybe I'll rebuy it here down the line, and I'll remake that video because I know the image quality on it is poor. Like I said, that was very early in my YouTube journey, and I really didn't know what the hell I was doing. But with that said, guys, let me show you what stuck around, and I'll explain why. So the first one up is this Bulova watch. Honestly, it doesn't even have a name on it, or it's got a reference number somewhere. This is the very first watch that I spent a decent amount of money on. I had just got out of the military when I bought this, and I was going to job interviews, and I was going to job interviews with a G-Shock, and I'm like, man, this doesn't look right. So I bought this guy, and I didn't have a lot of money back then. Prior, I was just out of a divorce, and I was just trying to make it, man. And believe it or not, I was having a hard time securing a job. I went like my first 6 months out of the military, I couldn't get a job, man. I was going to interviews and getting denied, and getting a million excuses why they couldn't hire me. And that's a whole other story. I don't want to get into that. But I bought this guy back then during that time, and I won't get rid of it because it's a reminder of the struggle that I went through in the beginning. And at the time I bought this, I want to say it was at a Zales at a local mall. I spent close to $200 if I remember correctly. This is like 2008. It was a lot of money for me back then because I wasn't making money. So I was scrapping by, literally scrapping by. So I won't get rid of this because it's going to remind me, it's always going to be a reminder for me that no matter how hard times get, I have it in me to fight and pull through and make it. I've had successes in my life, and I don't want to say it started with me buying this watch, but the reason I bought this watch is because I had that forward thinking. And I knew that if I wanted to look a certain way, if I wanted to present myself a certain way, I needed to kind of adapt. And the watch helped me adapt in a way that I understood what looks good, what doesn't look good. Like I was going to job interviews in a suit with a big bulky G-Shock, and I knew in my mind that probably didn't look well. I just wanted to be a little more presentable, a little more classy, I guess you could say. So I bought this guy, and it's currently dead now. I actually just reordered the batteries because I didn't have any in my toolbox. It still works. I just got to change the battery out, and I'll be doing that in the next few days. So yeah, this one stuck around for that reason, and I will never get rid of this watch because it's going to always be that reminder that no matter how hard times get, I can make it. I can fight, and I can pull through. This guy, this was my father's watch. This watch is over 30 years old. You see the band is all white and faded, and it's not quite dried. It's not cracking it, but it's getting there. The module doesn't work anymore. This was my father's work watch. This watch is well over 30 years old. It's the only watch he had for a long time. I've changed the battery on it. The module is just dead. It doesn't even come on anymore. But even with that, I won't get rid of it. This was my father's watch. My father's still with us, but it's sentimental. It was his. This watch also serves as a reminder because when my father first got this watch, he had started a new job, which drastically improved our quality of life. So it's a reminder of that. So this is why I'll never get rid of this watch. It will always be in my collection. Unfortunately, I can't wear it anymore. because the module is just completely dead, which is sad, but it will always have a place in my. This guy right here doesn't work anymore. The module's fried. It's been stuck on this time for a long time. I've changed everything on it, the shroud and all that stuff. But this guy was issued to me when I was in the Navy, specifically with Naval Special Warfare Unit 3. This is my DW6600. This was issued to everybody in the command. I remember when I changed everything out, there was still sand inside that was crusted in from the Middle East, from the deserts. So I cleaned it all up and stuff. And it did work for a while. It just recently died on me. I remember I did send it to Casio to see if they could service it, because it started with the backlight. You see when I press that, it just completely fades away. It'll come back and it'll show the same time. And it's been doing that now for a couple months. Sad, because this was my favorite watch for a long time. But it doesn't work anymore. I don't know. I like I said, I sent it to Casio. They had it for like a month. Then they sent it back to me and said there was nothing they could do. It was just done. So that's where I'm at. I won't get rid of it. I won't. I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. I'm sure someone out there who's more inclined can probably fix it and get it working again. Maybe I'll try at some point, but who knows? That's just probably that's a little beyond my range of skills. So yeah, this DW6600. It's another one that made the cut. Won't go away. I have my DW6900. This has been one of my daily wearers. I won't get rid of this watch. I bought it a few years back when my 6600 started giving me problems. I went and got this guy mainly for the backlight, because when I'm working, train tunnels are dark and I need to see the time, so this is quick. I needed something where the backlight still worked, so that's why I went with this guy. Yeah, so it's been a workhorse, daily wear now, because I can't use my Apple Watch at work anymore. So that's why this guy's still around. My Suunto Core. This watch has taken a beating. I absolutely love this watch. It's also one that I rotate with my 6900. I did change the straps. I never liked the straps on these. They're just too thick, too hard. They're not very comfortable. This is way more comfortable. This watch I've had, before I was in trains, I was in law enforcement. I was a law enforcement officer. Did that for like 3.5 years. This is the watch that I used back then, along with my 6600 Casio. This guy has taken a beating. And even now, this top pusher is stuck. It doesn't work anymore. I mean, it'll work. I just really have to push the shit out of it. Let me tell you something about Suunto. This button failed on me before. I want to say sometime around 2011, 2012, it failed on me. And I sent this to Suunto for servicing. And when they sent it back, the button was fixed. They put a new bezel on it, and they gave me a new backplate. So Suunto has great customer service. I've thought about sending it back to getting it serviced again for that button, but honestly, a watch this old, I don't even know if it's worth it. I do remember the service didn't cost me much. I want to say it was under $20 for the service itself, but I still had to pay for shipping and stuff. So this watch is old. It's been around, and honestly, the module, I can tell it's on its last breath, because I recently changed the battery on it, and the last few times I changed the batteries on them, the batteries die within 6 months, which is not normal for this watch. So something's going on there, and I have a feeling that the module is really starting to die and give up. And I won't get rid of this watch. This watch been through hell and back with me, so I feel like it deserves to stay. It deserves to live out the rest of its life with me. So I'll hold on to it until it dies. Who knows if I'll just keep it around even then. I might. Who knows? But yeah, that's the Suunto Core, and that's why this one stayed around. I have this Invicta Pro Diver. Now, I don't hate Invicta. I've made videos on Invicta several times. This one's currently not working, but it does work. However, the last jeweler I took it to to open the back up and change the battery. This is before I was doing that on my own. I didn't have the tools at the time. This guy, he tightened this so hard, so tight, that now I can't get it open to swap a battery out. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. The reason this one's around, this was my father's retirement watch. He was gifted to him by the guys at his job as his retirement gift. None of them were watch guys, and my father is not a watch guy. But they gave it to him. It's actually a really, really nice watch. The bracelet is trash though, and that's why I have it on this leather strap. My father, when he retired, gave me the few watches that he had because he knew I was into watches. And what he told me was, I'm retired. I don't have to keep track of time. I can just live my life peacefully without worrying about time constraints. And he gave me all his watches. And my father has been retired now about close to 10 years. He does not wear a watch anymore. So he just lives his life willy-nilly, peacefully, and he doesn't worry about anything. And listen, man, that's all we could all hope for. I hope to get to that point in my life too. I'm not quite at retirement age. I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. So, and that's why this guy stuck around. This was my father's watch, and they say he's still with us. He's not gone, but this watch will always be with me. So with that, let me give you guys my closing thoughts. Well, folks, that's going to conclude this video. Closing thoughts. If you're going to sell your watch collection, really think long and hard about it. Make sure that it works for you in your personal life, but also your professional life, because my professional life is what actually kind of drove me back to collecting. Now, these watches that I just showed you, these are all the watches that I have right now. And I did buy 2 Kickstarter watches, and I will put those up here somewhere for you guys to see. None of them are close to being fully funded yet, and the first one is like August 7th. Pretty cool company from Buffalo, New York, my home state. So I wanted to support them. It's a diver. It looks nice. Read the specs. You know, it seems like a promising watch, and the price is okay. And then the second watch that I'm going to put up here somewhere, I just like the design of it. I like the color. I don't care that it's got religious stuff. That doesn't bother me. I like things that are unique. This one is nowhere close to being even partially funded right now. I think there's only 3 backers at the time of recording this video. So, but this one, the campaign doesn't end until like the end of August. So hopefully they get there, because I would like to get it. I would like to get the watch. It is a quartz watch, so and they're not charging too much on the Kickstarter, a little over 100 US. So I hope it does make it to getting fully funded, because it is a watch that I would like to own. So we'll see what happens. So with that, folks, I'm going to conclude this one. Look for more videos. Like I said, I am planning to rebuy a lot of my watches. Not every single one, but I'm going to buy the ones that I really miss the most. And I look forward to taking you guys on this journey with me as I rebuild my watch collection. With that said, peace, and I will see you on my next video. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Vic, the Brooklyn Watch Guy. If you like my videos, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know every time I put new content up. Peace.